And the grizzled go forth toward the south country.
Read.
And the bay went forth and sought to go, that they might walk to and fro through the earth. And he said, Get ye hence, walk to and fro through the earth. So they walked to and fro through the earth. Then cried he upon me, and spake unto me, saying, Behold, these that go toward the north country have quieted my spirit in the north country.
You see that? So the rest was taken from the north country. Now, what is that north country? We already know who it is. Babby. We're going to get more on that. We're going to keep getting more. We're going to keep getting more. Read. Go to Revelation 6. 5.
Revelation 6 and 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see.
Come and see. Read.
And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand.
Now that's that black horse we just read that went to the north. Okay? That's that black horse. Keep going, read. It says, what are you going to say? Read.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see that thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
Now, I'm going to show you that what's about to take place is destruction with food. Your food is about to be taken away. Everything's about to be taken away from them. How are they going to do that? Well, what's going on right now is that Obama put the health care bill. That's number one. We know under the health care bill, everyone has to get the RFID chip. Okay? Watch what's going on. Not only that, Obama just signed a bill for $600 million to go towards building of the border. Okay? And that border is not to keep the tribe of Issachar out, it's to keep the Americans in. Okay? For this great slaughter that's about to take place, this famine. Watch. Not only that, they building up, and I'm going to show you. Watch. Not only that, last year, Obama declared national emergency. Okay? Now, under national emergency, certain events take place. Executive orders. And I'm going to give you some of those executive orders that takes place. Now, when the executive orders take place, when executive orders take place, the events that's going to happen, your food, water, everything will be controlled by the government. It will be controlled by FEMA. The Constitution will be done away with. And I'm going to show you that as well. But I'm going to name some of these executive orders. All power goes to the FEMA director once the president declared national emergency. And if you remember, last year in November, Obama did what? He declared a national emergency. So at any time, they can go into martial law and declare these events. Let's go. It says, Executive Order 10990 allows the government to take over all modes of transportation and control of the highway and seaport. So now, when you remember the scripture says, you will not be able to travel from city to city. You would leaving the country by boat is not going to be good because the government is going to have ships around there, border patrol, and all kinds of military forces. All right, let's keep going. Executive Order 1090-10995 allows the government to seize and control the communication media. So your TV and your radio will be a control, and all you'll hear was beep. This is not an emergency. Not only that, your internet would be shut down. Your phone systems would be shut down. Okay? And this allows the government again to seize control of all communication and media. Executive order, what is it? 10997. This allows government to take control over electrical power. So your lights in the grid will go off. This means what? No electricity. Okay? Now all this is being done to start mayhem and get people out of order. And I'm going to show you the scriptures to back it up. Again, this executive 10997 will take on electrical power. your gas, your petroleum, your fuel, and all the minerals. Okay? You want to be able to go to the grocery store and get a bag of charcoal. They're going to control the foods in the grocery store. Let's keep going. Executive Order 10998 allows the government to seize all means of transportation, including your vehicle. And I'm going to show you scriptures to back all this up. Again, trucks, vehicles, any kind of vehicle that you can think of on the highways, on the seaports, the government has permission to take that over. They're going to take it over using FEMA. We got Executive Order 10999. And this is one of the most crucial ones. Brother Yaquab and I always talk about this one. The takeover of food. The takeover of food. Now think what happens when they take over food and the resources and the farms. They go crazy. People go nuts.
People will make themselves slaves for this. We're going to actually bring this out also. Maybe not tonight, but soon.
Yeah, we're going to bring that out. The food is going to be taken over under FEMA and under this executive order. Let's keep going. Now, what's just happened? Everybody just did what? Under the health care bill. You have to become part of the government health care system. Let me show you this. And that was done under what everybody was loving so much, Obama. All the black folks, Obama. But he's about to have your execution out straight up. He's about to kill you. Obama's about to kill you. And how he's going to do it? He's going to wash his hands. Let me show you how familiar this sounds. Wash his hands and say FEMA is in control. Under this order, Executive Order 11001 allows the government to take over all health, education, and welfare functions. So your whole livelihood will depend on the government in that chip. And under this, you're going to become a slave to the system. We're already slave to the system, but literally a slave, a starving slave. You're going to be willing to give up your children. Let's keep going. Executive Order 11002. This designates the postmaster or your postal service to operate at a national registration of all persons. So your post office and your postal general, you're going to have to go get your chip. That's the executive order that's going to push the chip. They're already pushing it, but it's going to make you get it by law. Now, we got people say, oh, well, what time this happened, I'm going to be out of there. I'm going to be on the plane. First of all, you're not going to be able to afford the tickets that they're going to have for you to even leave the country. Okay? You're not even going to be able to afford the tickets. They showed you that in 2012. And all these movies shows you scenarios. They're laughing. They're making a laughing stock of you. This is what we're going to do to you. All right? Now I'm going to show you this. Under Executive Order 11003, this allows the government to take over all airports and aircraft, and including commercial aircraft. So even those who have private planes won't even get off the ground. They're going to have military security in airports where your plane is at. Unless you like John Travolta, who got an airport in his backyard, you hit. All right, so let's get some scriptures on all of this. What I just said, I have to show you and back this up in the scriptures to show you that this is true. Let's go to Zechariah 8 and start off with verse 10. Place, man. Zechariah 8 and 10. And if you pay attention to what's going on, your jobs in America, there's not jobs left. There's not too many jobs left. Only thing that's hiring is law enforcement or joining the military. Matter of fact, a couple years ago, 3 years ago, They were paying $20,000 to join any branch of the military. And if you don't believe me, just Google it. They was paying $20,000 American dollars just to join the military. Right off the back, here's $20,000. Cause they need their military men in America. Not only that, we saw something over here about a year ago. You remember this, Squad, about that in the paper over here. It says that Obama was beefing up the military because he thought there was going to be a martial law in America. You remember looking at that? It was a post that I think Brother Tate put up a while back. So everything we seeing and saying is coming to pass, and it's going to come. And the Bible speak of it. Give me Zechariah. Go ahead and read that, brother. Zechariah 8 and 10. Read.
Zechariah 8 and 10. For before these days there was no hire for man.
There was no what?
There was no hire for man.
There's no hire for man. You can barely find a job right now. Read.
For before these days there was no hire for man, nor any hire for beasts.
The reason it's not going to be hire for beasts, because all your beasts, your calves, and all your meat are infected by diseases. By sending a controlled disease, it's not even going to say, oh, the meat is infected with Ebola GBC, whatever, some new mess they done made up. So they're going to cut your meat off in the grocery stores. Read.
For before these days there was no hire for man, nor any hire for beast. Neither was there any peace to him that went out and came in because of the affliction.
What affliction? The affliction is people, once they ain't got food, they going to go crazy. The water is going to be cut off. Read.
For I set all men, every one against his neighbor.
For what?
For I set all men, every one against his neighbor.
This is the Most High doing this. And I'm going to show you later on, this is Israel also who he's doing this to. Alright? Let's get more on that. Let's go to Daniel 12. Let's get more. 12, and let's start at verse. Let's start at verse. Let's start at verse 8.
Daniel 12 and 8. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things?
Read.
And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end.
Read.
Many shall be purified and made white and tried.
So there's going to be a lot of people tried during this time. Now you remember when we did the teaching on the teaching week before last, that I talked about the starvation, that the sores, the ulcer, which was actually starvation. Read.
Many will be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand.
You see that?
But the wise shall understand.
But the wise going to understand. The wise is going to have understanding of what's going on, man. The wise would know what's going on. The wise would see what's going on. They will understand these precepts of the Bible. You know why? Because the wise is not going to, they're not going to be smart and say, I know everything. I don't need to listen to the Bible. I'm good. You go ahead and do it. It's good for you. Why? The smart people are going to do that. The wise is going to have understanding of these prophecies. Okay? Let's keep going. Let's go to, get me, let's go to Revelation, go back to Revelation 6. Start off with verse 7.
Revelation 6 and 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see.
Read.
And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat upon him was Death, and hell followed him.
So hold on, we see death and hell working in a partnership together. Keep going, read.
Death and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the